Try searching the internet for information about Mount Cristobal and you're likely to encounter the words spooky, eerie, scary. For something whose name is derived from the word Cristo, it's ironic that this place is also known as the Devil's Mountain. Could the clouds that blanket its peak be covering some abominable secret? Could the woods that embrace its expanse be hiding some abominable monsters? At first glance, Mount Cristobal is a picture of tranquility and serenity. However, many people don't realize that this blissful image is shrouded in mystery. So dark and deep are its secrets that others refer to it as the Devil's Mountain. Are we alone in the universe? Is there a portal to the past? Can we physically travel through time? These are just some of the questions that have continued to baffle and bewilder us. Though many have tried to answer them, not one definite conclusion has yet been given. This show will tackle that which is unexpected, unexplainable, and unorthodox. It's not uncommon for people to lose their way while hiking at Mount Cristobal. Some even claim experiencing eerie things while camping out in the Enchanted Mountain.
Pakaramdam niya, isang araw lang yung pala nung siya umuwi, isang taon na pala yun.
I was very certain na meron talagang nakatingin sa amin.
Naibida lang po sa ng father ko at ng lolo ko na mahiwaga daw po itong aming bundok, itong bundok ng San Cristobal.
Kung maniwala sila o sa hindi, yan ay landingan. Nang di ko masabi kung UFO ano. Kumukuha ng gravity di siya.
Basta may kakaiba.
May kakaiba dyan.
Ang sabi diyan daw ay may kuweba ang mahal na patron. At sabi ay mabubuksan lang yun. Pag yun ay marunong kang salita ng pagbubukas ng pinto. Ayun ang bida ng mga matatanda.
Is it really possible for a mountain to be haunted? Historian Jimmy Naval says Mount Cristobal earned the moniker Devil's Mountain during the Spanish colonial period.
Paniniwala ng tao, ay anak yan ng Banahaw kasi nung sumabog yung malaking nag-form ng bundok, yan yung Cristobal. No, kumbaga lahat ng, sabi nga nila, lahat ng dumi ng Banahaw, dyan nila nilalagay kasi nga malinis na ang Banahaw ngayon.
Yet despite its dark reputation, a lot of mountaineers still want to conquer the mountain. A lot of mountaineers climb Mount Cristobal to prep for a major climb, but they say the view from the peak is a reward in itself. Patrick Aquino is one of those drawn to this mountain. So drawn, in fact, that he's climbed it more than 20 times. And each time he's climbed, he's had close encounters of the unnatural kind. Patrick Aquino is an expert climber who developed a love for the sport at a very young age.
First year high school ako nung nagsimula ako nag-start mag-climb. Nayayaan siya eh. So nayaya talaga ako. Tapos napasama, hindi ko alam kung ano yung gagawin ko.
Patrick became aware of Mount Cristobal's notoriety even before setting foot on its mystical slopes.
Ang Cristobal, first time narinig ko yun, sabi ng ibang mountaineer, Devil's Mountain nga daw siya. Pero syempre, na-challenge ako. Then tinry ko akitin.
From his first attempt to the present, Patrick says strange things always seem to happen.
Every climb ko doon, lagi akong may injured. Kundi ako magkaroon ng sprain o matapilok. Minsan, may part kasi doon na sa gilid ka ng bato dadaan, then kahoy yung tatapakan. Yun yung nalaglag ako doon. Then tumama yung shin ko, nagkabukol. Nung una, niwala ako na baka nga may kinalaman nga yung mga spirits doon kasi parang ina-underestimate ko yung bundok na nun.
Blame his accidents on carelessness or sheer misfortune. But Patrick has had weird experiences that are perhaps more difficult to explain.
Weird. Pag gabi lang, nakaka-experience kami ng may naninitsit. Yun lang naman sa campsite.
Is Mount Cristobal truly the Devil's Mountain? The answers when we return. Towering at 1,500 meters above sea level, the difficulty of ascending its slopes range from major climb to level 2 to moderate. While Mount Cristobal is not the most difficult of ranges to ascend, it's definitely not a playground for beginners. And some say the trek is literally and figuratively not for the faint of heart. Dolores Quezon is a seat of faith and religiosity, thanks in part to the imposing presence of two famous mountains, Mount Banahaw and Mount Cristobal. These mountains are part of the Banahaw-Cristobal National Park. Mount Banahaw stands proud at 2,158 meters above sea level, while its neighbor, Mount Cristobal, has an elevation of 1,500 meters above sea level. Mount Banahaw is the grandest of the southern Tagalog mountains. Legends claim that Kinabuhayan in Mount Banahaw is where Jesus suffered before he died in Calvary. While Mount Banahaw earned the reputation of being sacred and holy, Mount Cristobal has developed an opposing status, the Devil's Mountain.
Later, may mga Espanyol na rin nagpuntahan dyan, no? Pero sa kanila, dahil ang itinutulak naman nila ay paniniwalang Katolisismo, so, kumbaga, itinaboy nila yung mga tao at sinabi nila na yan ay gawa ng Diablo, yan, huwag kayong aakyat dyan dahil maraming engkanto. So, kasi umaagaw ito ng attendance, no, doon sa main church, sa congregation.
But more than 300 years later, some of the residents still blame the Encantos for confusing the hikers in the dense forest of Mount Cristobal. Last year alone, there were accounts of 12 hikers being lost and rescued, and there are reports of more unregistered incidents.
Pag oras kayo inulan dyan, baba na kayo. Dahil dyan, may panahon ang engkanto. Kung naniwala ka sa engkanto, may panahon sila na sila muna hatahanan nila. Diyan daw ay mayroong 12 pares na tinatawag sa bundok na yan. Malalaki ng tao ng 12 pares na yun, parang mga higante. Na yun daw makaalam daw dito ay.
There are a lot of stories of how the mountain got its name, but locals of the nearby town, San Cristobal, claim that it was christened after their patron saint.
Yan daw sa Cristobal ay isang higante na noong liliban sa tubig, ang mahal na Panginoon, ang Ninyong Jesus, ay siya ang nagliban. At kaya siya napalingon, napatingin pa ngayon, ay bakit napakabigat, ay ito'y bata lang.
But while one group believes it to be San Cristobal, another group claims it to be the Tumao who stands guard in the mountain. The Tumao is a creature comparable to the legendary character Bigfoot. Many consider the mountains as sacred, especially Mount Banahaw. Faith healers troop to the area to recharge their so-called spiritual powers. Others, like Kaaning, have established permanent residence in what they believe is a holy place. Kaaning makes charms and amulets to banish evil spirits. He also serves as a guide to hikers.
Ito, mga gabay ko rin sa panggagamot ko. Ito yung sa panggagamot. Ito yung pamproteksyon ko sa ano. Ito yung digdo na goma. Kahoy din siya pero nababulok doon siya. Ito yung naging ano ko, palangga lang.
Ito na po si Sir.
Ang dami ng tama ng bala ko, buhay pa rin ako.
Our team decided to traverse the path many had feared. Our aim? To prove if Mount Cristobal deserves the moniker Devil's Mountain. The group arrived early in the morning and prepared for the trek. After changing into the proper gear, they headed off to the foot of the mountain to begin the trek. They were joined by John Rivera, a firefighter with 8 years' experience in mountaineering, and paranormal investigator Adam Reyes. The hike is not an easy task. For Adam Reyes, this first climb to Mount Cristobal proves to be very challenging.
Wala kang heart ailment, hypertension, anything?
Hypertension.
Kunin na natin yung pacing natin, i-adjust natin.
After a short rest, we proceeded and reached the first stop.
Ito yung first sa 3 natin na stopover. Ito yung tinatawag nating Montelibano. Dito tayo unang magpapahinga at mag-replenish ng mga trail water and camp water natin.
As the team reached the point where the clearing ends, they found themselves embraced by an abundance of plants and trees.
Normal to, hindi kailangan sabihin na masama ang panahon kung bakit umuulan dito. Sa isang bundok, lalo na sa mga gantong altitude, normal lang ang mga ganito kasi rainforest to.
When the rain had stopped, Adam thought it was a good time to check for paranormal activities in the area.
Bell na yun. Primarily ang function nun or ang paggamit nun, ilalapag mo siya dun sa isang area na suspected mo or reportedly maraming paranormal.
Kung merong malakas na energy form dito na talagang may consciousness, dapat kusa nang gumalaw yan. Kaya magpa 5 minutes na, hindi siya gumagalaw. The only reason gagalaw yan, dahil yung sa pagpatak ng ulan.
Almost halfway to the top, the team had yet to encounter anything odd. Our paranormal expert decided to consult another device to sense anything beyond the usual.
The kinetic wires are primarily copper wires, no? Na they're sprayed into thin strips. Now, the idea of the kinetic wire is that if there is a strong energy source within the immediate vicinity, kusa siyang mag-unfurl or kusa siyang magbabago ng form.
Pag merong energy, maligno, or whatever na, basta pag may energy form in the vicinity, or multo, or encanto, or whatever, mag-open siya.
But John, our expert mountaineer, admits the trail can be quite confusing.
Ang terrain kasi, nagbabari lagi yan. Unang-una sa kondisyon ng soil, sa kondisyon ng forest kung forested siya. So pag sinabi mong technical terrain, it means sa beginners, mahihirapan siya.
According to John, the trails in Mount Cristobal are well established, and as long as you follow them, it's unlikely for anyone to get lost in the wilderness.
So makikita nyo ngayon kung bakit may mga tali rito sa sanga na to. Ano ba ang mga silbi nila? Ngayon, maglalagay pa rin ako ng isa kasi para sa mga mountaineer, ito ang isang palatandaan na yung dinadaanan mong trail ay tama.
What was supposed to be a 4-hour hike turned into a full day's worth of walking. The team was running out of time. The weather was not cooperating. For safety reasons, the team did not push through and reach the summit. It was just too rainy and too risky for this kind of investigation.
Nag-decide kami sa kalagitnaan ng climb na hindi na namin ituloy dahil unang-una, masama talaga yung panahon doon. Tsaka pangalawa, kulang kami sa gamit kung mag-overnight kami. Kung makarating kami ng summit, hindi na kami makakababa.
If the ascent was hard, the descent was even harder. The team reached the clearing just before darkness.
Normal yun, kasi lalo na inaakyat natin, halos nasa kalagitnaan na tayo eh. Sa kalagitnaan kasi ng bundok, lagi namang cloudy part yan. Yung tinatawag na laging mahamog dun sa part na yun. Actually, yung ulan na yun, it's not because may bagyo
may parating na kung ano man.
Ano lang talaga yung lugar, parang kung malihis ka ng way talaga, parang ligaw ka na talaga dahil diretso naman yung daan, tsaka may, ikaw nga sabi, di ba may mga tali nga.
Albert the guide has a different take on what happened.
Nangyari kanina, talagang walang tigil ang ulan. Ayaw yata tayong patuloyin.
Coming up in Chances Are, why do even experienced mountaineers get lost in the lush green forests of Mount Cristobal?
So nasa kalagitnaan kami ng kasiyahan. Yun yung napansin ko na may nagmamatsyag sa amin. May nakatingin. Ang nakakatakot doon, hindi ko nakikita yung katawan ng tao. All I can see is yung mga mata.
Mount Cristobal has earned the moniker the Devil's Mountain because of the mysterious events that have left people trembling and talking. But are they circulating tall tales or are they telling the truth? We'll let the facts be the judge.
For years, mountaineers have been intrigued by the mystery of Mount Cristobal. To this day, some firmly believe that there is truth to the myths and legends of this mountain. We consulted experts to explain if its terrain, geography, and landmarks have something to do with the mysterious tales about the Devil's Mountain. Perla de los Reyes, a geologist from the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PhilVolcs, states that Mount Cristobal was formed by trenches and subduction.
Ang nangyayari, habang ang mga plates ay bumababa, nagsasabdak, dahil yung kilos niya na pagbaba ay nagkukos din ng pagme-melt ng ating ng magma. So, yung magma na yan, tumataas naman and forming volcanoes. Kung flat dati yung lugar na yon, habang nag-eject siya ng magma, nagpo-form na siya ng volcano through time. Kaya na-form ang mga bulkan na katulad ng San Cristobal.
Mount Cristobal belongs to the Banahaw Volcano Complex, along with Banahaw de Lucban and Mount Banahaw. But is there any difference between the composition of Mount Cristobal and Mount Banahaw?
Halos lahat na nakitang mga bato doon, andesitic. Which means, kung titingnan natin yung klase ng from effusive, ibig sabihin, slow lang siya, parang mga puro lava lang na hindi masyadong malalakas ang pagputok. Halos magkapareho sila. Siguro if you differentiate them, ang difference lang sa kanila is yung height nila, no, elevation.
John Rivera, an expert mountaineer, has climbed Mount Cristobal 5 times and admits that the terrain can be tricky, especially for novice climbers.
Para sa amin kasi, ang Mount Cristobal is one of the mountains na hindi mo basta pwedeng akyatin. Tinatawag nga namin na pag kami nagka-climb dyan is technical climb. Actually, Mount Cristobal, para sa group namin, is always a preparation for a major climb.
The trails on Mount Cristobal all look alike, which could sometimes bewilder and confuse hikers.
Pagdating sa forest area, maaaring may mga pagkakapare-pareho. Meron man diferensya, konting-konti. Pero dun sa trail niya mismo, dun sila nagkakatalo.
Actually, may trail siya. May mga trail sign, then establish yung trail niya. Pero meron lang talagang part doon na nagsasara. Kasi nga, matataas yung kugon, kailangan tabasin. Kaya minsan, hindi nakikita yung trail.
Aside from the similarity in the landscape, there is also a tricky and steep part before a climber can reach the summit.
Ang pinaka-danger part para sa amin doon is yung bago ka dumating doon sa crater. Kasi merong isang part doon na kailangan mong umakap mismo doon sa batong malaki para makatawid sa kabila. Ngayon, kung sakaling medyo mali ang attempt mo, pwede mong ikahulog kasi yung likod nun mismo bangin na.
Sometimes the attempt can be hampered even before it begins. But there are stories that are out of the ordinary. Some say that when spirits dwelling in Mount Cristobal do not want anyone to set foot in the mountain, hard rain will pour throughout the day. And O.J. Gomez swears this has happened to his group.
paakyat pa lang kami, may nangyari na sa kanila. Siguro na-intimidate sila or na-overwhelm. Tapos sumama panahon. Ayun na, parang nag-cascade na from there. So meron nang natapilok, na-injure na siya. Tapos yung dati niyang injury, nag-worse. Tapos para bang sobrang nahinaan sila ng loob. Ayun, nagpa-rescue or...
Under ordinary circumstances, this is nature taking its normal course. No more, no less. But for those who believe in the supernatural, the spirit guardians are coming up with ways to keep anyone from their territory. Dante Villanueva, chairman of Baroque Mountaineers, claims that he encountered spirits and supernatural beings during one of their camping trips.
So nasa kalagitnaan kami ng kasiyahan, yun yung napansin ko na may nagmamatsyag sa amin, may nakatingin. Ang nakakatakot doon, hindi ko nakikita yung katawan ng tao. All I can see is yung mga mata. Mga mata siya. Madami, parang siguro more than 10 sets of eyes.
The next day, their unseen companion continued to follow them while they were hiking.
Along the trail sa summit, doon ako nakakakita ng mga, although hindi to unique sa Cristobal, nakakita ko ng mga creature, mga slimy creature, parang mga 3 to 4 feet tall sila ng mga kulay green na mga slimy.
Are these creatures Mount Cristobal's true inhabitants, or are they just figments of somebody's wild imagination? Chris Ann, a psychologist, gives other possible reasons why people tend to see things in the mountain.
Ang lakas kasi ng effect ng myth sa isang tao, especially sa isang community. Pag in-accept nilang mystic, halimbawa itong pupuntahan nila with all those stories, so one way or another, it may affect their way of thinking.
Aside from a preconditioned mindset, being in unfamiliar territory can cause an individual to exaggerate or misconstrue things.
Especially pag naka-experience sila ng mga situations na medyo far-fetched ng konti or hindi kagad ma-explain ng mga oras na yon. So doon nila i-associate sa image nila about the mountain.
Up next, we also explore Mount Banahaw, the neighboring mountain perceived to be Mount Cristobal's opposing peak. It is said that life is all about balance. The X and the Y, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad. Such is the case with Mount Banahaw and Mount Cristobal, the adjoining mountains christened as the Holy Mountain and the Devil's Mountain. The myths and legends surrounding the two mountains towering over the provinces of Quezon and Laguna started during the Spanish occupation. Jimwell Naval, a history professor from the University of the Philippines, explains the beginnings of these mystical beliefs.
Panahon pa ng Espanyol, so marami ng mga katutubo na umaakyat sa bundok na ito, no? Dahil nakita nila, natagpuan nila na marami itong mga iba't ibang lugar, mga kuweba, kung saan pinaniniwalaan nila na may mga lumalabas, ay lumalabas na hindi multo, no? Apparition site, no? May mga pwesto ang tawag dito. At may mga unang paniniwala na sabi nila dito raw isinagawa ang penitensya ni Kristo at kaya nga tinawag itong Bagong Jerusalem.
According to local folklore, Mount Banahaw was completely purified by its eruption in the 18th century. It purged all its impurities out from its crater to form the adjacent mountain, which came to be known as Mount San Cristobal. So began the saga of the opposing forces of these two mountains. The Holy Mountain, or Mount Banahaw, was perceived to possess the good or positive energies, while the ominous Devil's Mountain, or Mount Cristobal, is said to emanate evil or negative energies. What are these so-called positive and negative energies of the two mountains? Do these energies affect the conditions of the mountaineers climbing the slopes of the mountain? is it true that the negative energies in Mount Cristobal add up to the continuously rising number of mountaineers getting hurt or getting lost in this mountain? Dante Villanueva, an experienced mountaineer and member of Baroque Mountaineering, admits to having felt contrasting energies both from Mount Banahaw and Mount Cristobal.
May mga bundok kasi talaga na parang after mo akyatin, you feel so energized, you feel so parang kang bateryang ni-recharge. Meron naman bundok na drain ka afterwards. Well, for one, Banahaw is one of the bundok na sobrang hirap, pero after mo akyatin, parang you feel so strong.
Can these energies actually be measured? Or is it true that these energies affect the mountaineers during their quest to reach the summit of these mountains? According to geologist Perla de los Reyes of Philvolks, the only energy that can be detected from mountains are magnetic energies.
I think lahat naman may magnetic properties, but kasi yung magnetic anomaly na tinatawag, ginagamit namin pagsa-survey ng yung magnetic surveys for really active volcanoes na kasi nakikita mo ang anomaly pag may changes, significant changes. And you see these changes kung merong abnormal activity ang isang bulkan. Dahil sa activity, nagkukos ito ng anomaly sa magnetic properties niya. So kung sa San Cristobal mo gagawin yan, baka wala ka makita. And actually, we don't use it for mapping. We use it for monitoring, volcano monitoring.
According to this aeromagnetic map, the mountains with circular waves have higher levels of magnetic energy compared to the other mountains or volcanoes registering straighter lines. So what's the reason of measuring the magnetic waves in volcanoes and mountains? Higher magnetic energy readings means more minerals are to be found on a certain mountain or volcano. But unfortunately for Mount Banahaw and Mount Cristobal, no data was taken because the location was not passable by airplanes during the time of testing. But according to Philvolks, the surroundings of Mount Cristobal and Mount Banahaw registered high magnetic energies, which means the mountains themselves should register the same results. Do these levels of magnetic energies affect the performance of mountaineers during their trek?
Hindi naman. Well, we don't experience any difference when we go. Ang nakakapagod lang siguro, depende sa steepness ng bulkan mo. Hindi do sa magnetic properties niya.
Psychic and paranormal expert Adam Reyes also did some testing during their short expedition to Mount Cristobal.
The compass is the most basic of all paranormal of all the equipment ng isang paranormal analyst or investigator. Dahil ang compass, hindi basta-basta nag-change ng magnetic orientation. Now, normally in cases wherein there is a strong electromagnetic surge or a strong energy form, no, or energy field, papansin mo yung compass, mag-change siya ng orientation.
Yung orientation ng compass, tama pa rin yung orientation. Kung saan dapat ng north at saka southeast at saka west, nandun pa rin sila. So tama pa rin yung orientation. And if you notice, wala namang malakas na magnetic interference dito. So kung may malakas na magnetic interference, even the compass will be affected.
Based on our experiment, the magnetic energy level on Mount Cristobal has nothing to do with the mishaps of mountaineers during their treks. The argument continues as the experts, the naysayers, and the advocates lay down their best cards to support their claims.
Kung tatanungin ako, hanggat maaari, ayoko na lang balikan muna siya. Ayokong balikan. Parang feeling ko hindi safe yung bundok.
A place of mystical beliefs, a sanctuary of faith and worship, a site of constant paranormal occurrences. The two adjoining mountains of Dolores, Quezon have sowed faith and fear on tourists and natives alike. Holy or evil, one thing is for sure, it is an endless saga between two contrasting forces. To some, Mount San Cristobal, or the so-called Devil's Mountain, is an enchanting paradise. But to those who have experienced hell in its midst, dare not set foot on the ill-omened place again. How can a mountain with only a level 2 difficulty rating confuse seasoned climbers? Others attribute it to the curse of the mountain.
Pero kahit expert sila, probably it's in the belief system that they have believed na there is really this mysterious thing about the mountain. Naniwala sila. So kahit na matagal na silang umaakyat, sasabihin nila, they are still careful, ganyan. That's their belief system.
Yung mga spirits naman na yan, kahit naman saan nandun sila. Kahit sa patag nandun sila. So, wag mo lang silang parang bibigyan ng dahilan para buweltahan ka. Kung tatanungin ako, hanggat maaari, ayoko na lang balikan muna siya. Ayokong balikan. Parang feeling ko hindi safe yung bundok.
While some point to plain cockiness, lack of preparation, and irresponsibility,
habang umaakyat ka, medyo sobrang excitement mo siguro, sobrang kaharutan minsan. So, yun ang isang nagko-cause na kung bakit maliligaw ang isang mountaineer. Pag hindi na sila concentrated dun sa ginagawa nila.
Naisip ko rin, baka human error lang din. Baka ako lang din may kasalanan. Kasi nga, bundok yun. Huwag nga natin underestimate yung bundok para hindi tayo makaksidente, di ba? Walang mangyari masama.
Others believe that everything is a product of pure imagination.
What causes the mystical experience is not paranormal. It's the topography, it's the climate, it's the overall interaction of the trees, the humidity, and of varying factors which contribute to people having a paranormal or mystical experience. Objectively and empirically, from a scientific point of view, we find no evidence. We find nothing beyond the normal in Mount Cristobal.
Paranormal or not, everyone agrees about one thing. To have a peaceful and safe journey, one must have absolute respect for the place and, most importantly, a respect for other people's beliefs and culture.
Napakaganda at challenging na bundok. So, hindi siya Devil's Mountain. Hindi siya pugad ng mga kaluluwa o espiritu. Ano siya eh, it's a work of Mother Nature yan. So it's a natural wonder. So you have to appreciate it para matanggal mo yung mga takot.
Meron akong pinaniniwalaan, tayo, nandito sa mundo, hindi naman tayo lang nandito. So, we give respect to kung kahit saan tayo magpunta. Kasi kahit na sabihin hindi natin kikita, kung meron man dyan o wala, irespeto natin yung bundok, igalang natin ang kalikasan. Sa ganung paraan, kung meron mang nagbabantay, hindi tayo nga mapiperwisyo. At the same time, makakatulong tayo sa kalikasan kung inirespeto natin siya.
There are many sides to a story, and people have their own versions of reality. When something extraordinary happens, people's interpretations will always vary. Because in the grand scheme of things, chances are, anything is possible.